All right, what's good, man? Let's get into it. So, just like I said on stream, doing the video now. I didn't post a video on Wednesday because I posted like three. Technically three on Monday or Tuesday or whenever the case may be. But let's talk about it, man. Lamar Jackson. Now anybody who's been on my channel, I always had an iffy relationship with Lamar, or just some type of, I always thought Lamar was a good quarterback. I thought he was really bugging with the money that he wanted because, for a guy who's 1-4 or 1-3 in the playoffs, you're asking for the Deshaun Watson money, and you still didn't even get the Deshaun Watson money. And you were complaining on Twitter about your money and stuff like that. I was like, I didn't like it. But at the same time, he got his money. And I have to admit, I was wrong. Lamar Jackson is carrying this team. Listen, let me just say something about the Ravens. The Ravens on paper are one of the best teams in the NFL. The problem with the Ravens is that, number one, they are so injury prone, it's not even funny. Number two, now granted, Lamar Jackson taking all this money, he needs to make the wide receivers better. The wide receivers are so bad. They are beyond horrible. You don't believe me? Just go ask my co-host CEO. And by the way, if subscribe and make sure you tune in every Sunday to watch the Unfiltered Sports podcast, because we talk about the Ravens for any Ravens fans who wants a Ravens fans' opinion about this. The wide receivers for the Ravens are beyond horrible. You could put me out there and I will lead you guys to a Super Bowl. Rashad Bateman is mid. Duvernay, mid. Zay Flowers is pretty good. Just pretty good. I think Zay Flowers, I think he's going to be a great number two. But once again, a great number two is not going to help you if you don't have a number one. And speaking of number twos, Odell Beckham is beyond horrible. Like, I love Odell as a Giants fan. But at the same time, Odell Beckham is washed. And Lamar Jackson, and of course, Mark Andrews, top 5 tight end in the league. But at the same time, Lamar Jackson is carrying. By the way, I don't even know who J.K. Dobbins is out for the year. I don't even know who the running backs are for the Ravens. Melvin Gordon, is he still on the team? I don't even know. I don't even know the running backs on the team. Lamar Jackson is carrying this team by every means possible. Lamar Jackson's out there looking like LeBron James in his prime. Now, granted, the Ravens' defense is amazing. But at the same time, the Ravens' defense doesn't put up points. Prime example, look at my Giants. We have quarterbacks like Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor and DeVito can't put up points, and we're 2-6. Lamar Jackson, on the other hand, an elite quarterback, a top 5 quarterback in today's league, because I'm still taking him. Joe Burrow is now having this resurgence, unfortunately. Josh Allen's taking a dip. So besides maybe Mahomes is number 1, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Jalen Hurts is number 2. Tua, Burrow's starting to kind of look good now, and then you got to put Lamar in that top 5. Or matter of fact, I'm not even going to put Burrow in the top 5 yet, because Lamar Jackson beat Burrow, and Lamar Jackson is going to sweep Burrow. So I'm putting Lamar Jackson above Joe Burrow. So my top 5 right now currently will be Mahomes, Hurts, Lamar. No, not Lamar. Tua. You got to put Tua in there because of the stats and the record. Lamar and maybe Burrow. Yeah, I'll put Burrow at number 5 since, he's resurgence. But at the same time, going back to Lamar deserves his credit. Everybody's disrespecting this man. Why? Like, no one's talking about in the MVP race, right? No one's talking about the MVP. Why are we not talking about Lamar being the MVP? You're not talking about Tua when he has the good record and the stats. You're not talking about Jalen Hurts because I get it. Philly's not a good, Philly's, a horrible fan base and stuff like that. But why is no one talking about Lamar? I know Lamar doesn't put up the flashy numbers and stuff, but the simple fact that this dude is literally carrying this Ravens team. He's literally carrying this Ravens team with the but with his own shoulders, on his own back and shoulders. He's literally carrying this Ravens team. With this this Ravens team offense is beyond horrible. Offensive line is good when they're healthy. The problem is they're never healthy. J.K. Dobbins is out for the season. J.K. Dobbins is a bust, by the way. For any Ravens fan who comes up on this video, J.K., you have to admit, J.K. Dobbins is a bust. He might be talented, yes, but if you can't stay healthy, what good are you? What good are you? You're a bust. Prime example. I even take it a step further. I'm a Giants fan. Saquon Barkley is a bust. He's a bust. He might be good when he's on the field. Well, Saquon hasn't been good on the field in about 2 years. But at the same time, he's literally always injured. Was injured in 2019, was injured in 2020, was injured in 2020. He was injured this year. He's a bust. Same thing can go with J.K. Dobbins. I think this is the second time J.K. Dobbins has been out for a whole year. Saquon Barkley's only missed one time for a whole year. And Lamar Jackson is carrying this Ravens offense with all his back and with all his shoulders. With both of his shoulders, I mean. Give Lamar his credit. Put him in the MVP conversations. Put him up there with the Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and the Tuas. Maybe not. Lamar Jackson's beat more credible teams than Tua. And listen, I love the Dolphins. I like Tua. I'm rooting for him. But at the same time, Lamar's beating the Bengals. He's beating the Browns, who have a above 500 record. He's beating the Lions. He smoked the Lions, which I called. I said the Ravens were going to beat the Lions. And the Lions are the darlings of the NFL media right now. Lamar did that. Give the man his credit. Now, granted, if you're going to ask me where the Ravens are going to finish in the play, I'll say the Ravens are second rounders. Maybe I can see them going to the conference championship, but at the same time, my co-host CEO said it. John Harbaugh usually gets out-coached. He gets out-coached by better coaches than him. So I definitely see him getting out-coached by Andy Reid or maybe even Doug Peterson and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Maybe even them too. But at the same time, when it comes to this regular season, give Lamar his credit. He has been balling out and deserves his respect. He deserves his respect. He earned his money. He really earned his money. I have to give Lamar, I have to back up and say, listen, Lamar, you earned you were worth the money. You was worth the money, bro. I apologize. Apologize for taking a massive dump all over you. Do I think you were acting like a little baby on Twitter and getting too personal on Twitter? Yes. Do I think you should air your grievances out on Twitter? Yes. Should you air your grievances out on Twitter? No. But at the same time, I'm sorry. This Ravens offense is beyond horrible. John Harbaugh, I get he has a Super Bowl, but he's kind of mid coach to me. I don't see John Harbaugh how I see Andy Reid or Doug Peterson or even Bill Belichick. But at the same time, Lamar Jackson is carrying this team. He's carrying this offense specifically. Deserves his credit. I guess Greg Roman was the problem. And you know what? The Ravens do play close games, but at the same time, you got to win games to make the playoffs. And they're what? I think they're 6-2, 7-2 right now. So, give Lamar Jackson his credit. He should be in MVP conversations in the NFL. Why not make Lamar a two-time MVP? It's not like Lamar is out here like Deshaun Watson or anything. I actually kind of like Lamar because Lamar's actually kind of one of the few quarterbacks who's, not woke, doesn't do all that stuff that Mahomes and Burrow does, you know what I'm saying? He kind of keeps it to football. And, I actually like Lamar. It's just last offseason, him and his contract was just But at the same time, I was wrong. I apologize, Lamar. You deserve that money, especially with the horrible offense that they put you around. Now, granted, Lamar, you need to carry that offense because you're top 5 in NFL. You're top 5 in the NFL paid quarterbacks, but you're doing it, so I got no problems. Shout out to Lamar, shout out to the Ravens, but let me know your thoughts if you're a Ravens fan, if you're a football fan, and do you think Lamar Jackson is being disrespected and not being in MVP conversations? No one's not talking about him, and no one's really talking about the Ravens either. That's my thoughts. What are yours? RJ out.